You may be wondering, Amy, why have you summoned us here? Why have you summoned us here for the billionth time to be talking about Blake Lively and that film? Why are you here? You must have something quite important to say. And I actually do. Ryan Reynolds is wanting to basically buy out Justin Baldoni in millions just so that Blake Lively can be the director, so that she can be in charge for the next film.
Ryan Reynolds was reportedly going to offer Justin Baldoni millions of dollars for his stake in the It Ends With Us franchise so that Blake Lively could continue her role without having to work with him. But according to this new blind item, his ego allegedly can't take it if it were to flop. The North of the Border actor has enough money to buy the rights to a sequel from the director/actor, but then it will be completely his fault if it bombs, and his ego can't handle that.
At first I was like, do I believe this or not? I'm going to have to wait. And now I've seen a couple news articles saying the same thing as well. There's alleged sources have been going around that Ryan Reynolds really wants Blake Lively to have this film. There's 2 books or 3 books. Regardless, there's more than 1 book, and this film has done so well in the box office. Ryan Reynolds is wanting to pay a lot of money just so that he can buy out Justin Baldoni.
They pay you to be in the movie, not, whatever, but you always kind of have to say it's great or you're not. But this one genuinely is really great.
It's no secret that both Blake and Ryan, husband and wife, the dynamic duo, love being a part of each other's projects. Say, for instance, just to throw out a few, we had that interview with Shasta Fla's boyfriend. I'm not sure if they were together at that point. I don't think they were. Anyway, he did an interview where he was basically force-fed Ryan Reynolds' gin at like 10 a.m. in the morning.
Time to put up.
And what are we drinking?
Aviation American Gin, who's owned by a very, very sexy man, who also happens to be my husband. What better time to start?
Cheers.
Cheers. How does the taste test happen?
It is good.
Come on, just shoot it. Just shoot it.
I'll be
The
singing
interview
if
will
I
be so
finish
much
this.
more interesting. We just do like straight shots.
But I hear you don't drink, right?
I don't drink. No, this is coffee. But it's in a martini glass. Isn't that classy? Same thing with alcohol. When I hear about, how this is distilled in Portland and how the reason this one is winning all the taste tests actually is because gin has a high juniper content, which is why a lot of people don't like gin. But this has no juniper, and like all of that story, I just love.
That wasn't even about gin, okay? That was actually about a movie called The Simple Whatever. It was meant to be a 4-minute long interview, and she spent about 2.5 minutes product placing and talking about Ryan Reynolds' gin or her sexy husband's gin. So that is strike number 1. Strike number 2 is that Deadpool and It Ends With Us came out at the same time, and Blake would, often when she was on the red carpet, bring up the fact that Deadpool was coming out and telling people to go and watch Deadpool whilst also promoting a film that you're starring in.
Why is Deadpool Wolverine sold out? I'm sorry, I got distracted back there. I feel offended, but we're not out yet. That's fine. I'm happy about that. No, I didn't even answer it. Sorry, it's like flashing sold out.
Ryan Reynolds on this weird press tour where it was kind of like a skit where he was interviewing Blake Lively's character's love interest in the film. Okay, it was a bit random, but that definitely happened.
Thank you, Brandon. I love the movie.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This is cool. It's not every day the husband gets to interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy.
I don't remember seeing this on the schedule.
Dive in. I saw you posing in a photo with Mrs. Reynolds, and I'm sorry, what do you call her? Do you guys have a nickname or something? Okay, no, just so it's Mrs. Okay.
And of course, how could I possibly forget, had the whole rooftop scene where Ryan Reynolds came out of nowhere. A knight in shining armor came racing over during the writer's strike, the Hollywood writer's strike, which, by the way, he technically would have been breaking the committee rules to be doing this, came and rewrote whatever he was doing with the rooftop scene. And then to top it all off, neither Ryan nor Blake told the director, told anybody, used his instead of the other one. So that is already shady behavior.
Is here tonight. What is it like for the both of you to be promoting major motion pictures at the same time?
It's just so thrilling in our house right now. We help each other. We work together so much. The iconic rooftop scene in this movie, my husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that, but you now. Wrote it. He works on everything I do. I work on everything he does. So his wins, his celebrations are mine, and mine are his. I mean, he's all over this film.
The rewriting of the scene, the not telling anyone, including the director, including the screenwriter, actually had this whole little bit where she was super excited that she wrote the rooftop scene. She was one of the screenwriters, and her cut didn't get used.
So as a writer, probably the most difficult scene for me to crack was the rooftop scene. I have to say Colleen wrote it perfectly. And I wish I could have just lifted it from the pages and just put it in the film. A little too long for film language. And so my first crack at it, it was like a 10-page scene, which is a little impossible. The question became, what do we keep? What do we shave off? So on the page, it took a long time to get right.
Also breaking rules. Anyway, we have covered this at length. All of this I have covered at some point. They're very much in each other's stuff, and they've made it a massive point. Also, Blake Lively, she also starred in Deadpool. She was Lady Pool. Both support each other's ventures. Very lovely, very husband and wifey. So it's very obvious that these two, just give them their own film. Just give them their own film. They can go and play around with it. I don't understand why they have to like take over Justin Baldoni's vision, but they've done it regardless. So now what's happened is that it seems that because of this whole feud that's gone on, Justin Baldoni's, been donating to charities, been speaking up about domestic violence, has basically been promoting this film in a really beautiful, wonderful way and doing good for it. Whereas Blake and Ryan have not been doing that whatsoever. Ryan's now trying to secure Blake Lively's future in the next film. And when they were asked on the red carpet a little while ago, Justin Baldoni said, about the next film, she said, no, I think Blake's ready to direct. He just looks so done with it. And to top it all off, we've had members of the crew who have spoken out, anonymously. They've spoken out and they've come forward, and I think it was People magazine, they were saying that there was obvious tension and that neither one of them wanted to really work together, and they never really filmed together unless they had to. It was a very uncomfortable situation. So this article says, Ryan Reynolds ready to offer millions to secure Blake Lively's It Ends With Us future without Justin Baldoni in it. It says, Ryan Reynolds is reportedly willing to cough up millions to buy out director Justin Baldoni from the potential future of It Ends With Us saga for Blake Lively. Ryan Reynolds is willing to go to any lengths necessary, even if it requires him to cough up millions, to secure his wife Blake Lively's future with It Ends With Us saga. The one thing that I will say about this, right, is that even though it's done incredibly well, and even if this does happen and she does get rights to the next film and then decides to make it, whoever, whatever, this is like forever. If anyone types in It Ends With Us into YouTube or Google or TikTok or just anywhere, this drama is what pops up. I just have a sneaky suspicion that a lot of people wanted to go and see it because of the drama surrounding it. That's just my own personal opinion. Now that the media's obsession with the alleged contentious beef between Blake Lively and her director co-star Justin Baldoni was gradually subsiding more than a month after the It Ends With Us theatrical release, a bombshell report has reignited the flames of drama all over again. Ryan is willing to offer millions to Blake's director and co-star Justin Baldoni in an attempt to buy out his stake in the franchise so Blake can continue her role without having to work with Baldoni, with whom she clashed, a source told Life and Style. The actor's production house, Wayfarer Studios, owns the rights to the book. This is the biggest film Blake has ever made. Ryan wants to make sure she isn't replaced in the sequel. If these claims are actualized in the future, it wouldn't be Reynolds' first contribution to his wife's 2024 movie that even wrestled with his own R-rated MCU premiere, Deadpool and Wolverine. In an interview with E! News on August, Lively proudly proclaimed, the iconic rooftop scene, my husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that but you now.
The iconic rooftop scene in this movie, my husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that but you now.
According to People, these improvisations surprised screenwriter Christy Hall, who had no idea of Reynolds' involvement in the background. This is what I mean. They were going behind the scenes being sneaky suspicious, and now they're trying to go behind the scenes and buy Justin Baldoni out. I really hope that if this is true and this does actually come to fruition, I really hope Justin doesn't go with it and he's not just like bullied into submission, because in my own personal opinion, the work that he's done with like charities, organizations and after, and you know, just general how he's promoting this film, I feel that that is doing it justice, and what Blake and Ryan are after is just a great big paycheck, which obviously Hollywood, yeah, make your money. I'm not saying that that is not important. If you're doing a film with that important of a topic and that seriousness of a topic, it should kind of be taken in that way. Maybe that's just me. I just preferred the way Justin was advertising it.
What do you want men to take away from this film?
I want men... First of all, I want men to stop asking the question, why do women stay?
Yeah.
Right? I want men to take accountability. I want men to hold other men accountable. In this particular film, I want men to go to the theater and in some way see a version of themselves. You know, you have two very different characters. Both of them, in Atlas and Ryle, have had past trauma. One handles it very different than the other. My other hope is that the men who have not done the work, who have not done the work to heal, if they see bits of themselves in Ryle, have a chance to step back and say, you know what, I don't want to blow up my life. I don't want to hurt the person I love the most. I need to get help.
According to the Hollywood Reporter's latest box office recordings, Lively's movie, the movie has raked in over 309 million in global ticket sales. To get an idea of how profitable these numbers are, it's worth noting that the staggering Sony success was produced on a reported budget of 25 million. So they have made a hell of a lot of money from this film, which is amazing. Unfortunately, it's come at a cost of Blake Lively's career, in my opinion. The source material for the It Ends With Us sequel already exists in the form of the follow-up novel It Starts With Us. Nevertheless, the franchise's future seems muddy at the moment. Amid the rumoured feud between Lively and Baldoni, Baldoni put his foot down when asked about the potential adaptation of Hoover's 2022 sequel novel. I think that there are better people for that one. I think Blake Lively is ready to direct. That's what I think.
I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think.
In my own opinion, I wouldn't want Justin to pass over the rights, but the way that he was speaking at the premiere makes it feel that he might do, just because, you know, he just doesn't want the backlash of Ryan and Blake, who I can just imagine, and I don't know, fairly alleged, very alleged, but I just get this feeling that if you land on the wrong side of them, they have the power to be able to like blacklist you from Hollywood. I'm not saying that would happen, but I just have that weird sneaky suspicion, and I don't want that to happen to Justin Baldoni. He might just do it if this is true. I don't know. This would be the nail in the coffin, though. To basically just buy out the rights and be like, look, right, this has earned us so much money, you know, I'm going to buy it out. But I feel like if she does, that's going to affect her reputation in a negative way, because people are already not falling for her, you know, good girl act anymore. Like, people are so sick and tired of it. The drama is still there. People are still talking about Blake Lively, and I think if she did go ahead and do this, it will impact her negatively. But I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts and feelings about it. Do you think this is going to happen? If it does, do you think he should go for it or not? I'm a bit scared for him if he doesn't, but that's just my own personal thoughts and feelings. Yeah, have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves. I will catch up with you guys in the next video.
So we're so excited. What can you tell us? This is Atlas and Lily, that's what I'll tell you. Yeah, so the movie comes out in 3 weeks and it's actually so good. I say it's actually because we're always like, yeah, our movie's so good, go see it. You're like paid to do that. They don't actually pay you to promote the movie.
Say it.
It's great. To promote the movie. They should. They pay you to be in the movie. You know, whatever. But you always kind of have to say it's great or you're not. But this one genuinely is really great.